Imagine flying into space. Hollywood makes it look so sexy and clean. The reality is a little more down to earth. Step 1. Put on your very uncomfortable 12-layer flight suit. Step 2. Crawl through the capsule, climb up into your seat, and get strapped in. Step 3. Wait 3 or 4 hours for liftoff with your feet up over your head.
One of the first things that happens when you elevate feet is the kidneys start working really well.
And of course, not too surprising, you may discover that you gotta go to the bathroom.
Of course, once you're in your 12-layer spacesuit, a trip to the toilet is out of the question.
We wear diapers underneath the pressure suit.
3.
By the time your bladder is ready to blast off, so is your spaceship. And then everything starts shaking really hard.
It's like driving down a washed out gravel road because you're just kind of shaking around in there.
Finally, your ship turns upside down. The flight itself is only 8 minutes long, but every single astronaut who takes it ends up with a wet diaper. Welcome to space. And now you can go change your pants. That's Gerald Carr, Bill Pogue, and Ed Gibson, the crew of the coolest spaceship ever, Skylab. Skylab had a shower, a stripper pole, this thing, and frogs. It also had lots and lots of playroom. The one thing it didn't have was a space toilet, which wasn't invented until 1980 and first flew on the space shuttle. The space toilet cost $50 million to develop. It has a very small opening, a camera to help you line up for docking, and a powerful fan that, in the absence of gravity, separates astronauts from their waists. On one flight, the toilet malfunctioned.
A friend of mine floated into the commode, closed the curtain, did his business, and when he stood up, found that the fan was circulating in the wrong direction. And so anything that was supposed to be going down was coming up. The space shuttle just flooded with material.
Since it costs $10,000 a pound to get anything into orbit and water weighs 10 pounds per gallon, NASA is also hard at work on a urine recycling unit.
First sample, transparency, subpar. Ugh. Smell, urine-y, and hey, that's not bad.
In the absence of gravity, the water in your body shifts up to your head. The so-called cephalic shift. The shift causes extreme nausea and makes 80% of all astronauts vomit in their first 2 days in space.
It's very pervasive, obviously. The cabin smells of it, and if you weren't going to be sick, you're going to be because the guy next to you just lost his lunch.
Diving through from the flight deck into the mid-deck, and I cannot quite figure out what I'm seeing. My buddy was floating in the middle of the mid-deck. By this time he had a bag. The stuff was hitting the bottom of the bag and coming out because he had a pink streak on each side of his head. And there were pink clouds, I guess you'd call them, floating. And my first thought was, I'm out of here.
So to recap, space fiction may be sexy, but space reality is a lot funnier. In real space, astronauts eat, sleep, and go to the bathroom, all in the same very small place. Thrusters fire without warning, and sometimes astronauts just freak out. In Starship Bloopers, you'll learn the dirty little secrets and see hidden treasures of NASA's massive archives. It's space and astronauts like you've never seen them before.
Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah, yeah. Do the wiggle, man. I do the wiggle, man. Yeah. I'm sexy and I know it.